Okay, folks, so what we're gonna do, thanks to everybody that's here in person, bright and early, and then we do have somebody who Zoom as well. We're gonna hear from Owen, who's gonna talk to us about his year. Once Owen's all done, I'll offer some thoughts, and then we will ask the other folks in the room to ask you questions and grill you and make it really difficult for 8:30 in the morning. So when you shut that door, we're gonna get going. You are recording and you're sharing it. Alvin is in the weight room. Alvin, if you would put in the chat, if for some reason you can't see or hear, and then I'll address it. I do also have Zoom up on my laptop so that I can manage that stuff, okay? Okay. We're gonna call the store too, so it's not too loud.
Sounds good. Good morning. Thank you for being here. This is gonna be just a little review of my year, school year. So we'll get into it. So last year, this was like one of my last slides. Basically, I got into an REU at Trinity, University for the summer, and basically it was through a grant, and they were paying me to go there and do some research on using the Raman microscope as well as a Raman microscope on some volcanic glass and just doing some viscosity measurements. So that was a really good experience. Here's some of the pictures. Christian, do you mind? Am I able to like exit this out to get out of the way, or is that okay? Oh, never mind. Okay.
You can, if you click more. Let's see. So if we, yeah. I'm floating. Yeah, and then in there, down in the bottom.
Like here.
Yeah, either right there or right if you there at full screen.
Okay. Thank you. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so this was my experience going to Trinity for the summer. This is one of the mosaics we would do. That's like the big microscope machine, and that's my partner in crime for the summer. We did our project together. The middle picture is kind of cool because we had to shut the lights off when the laser's running. So it's just like a dark curtained room. And then there's like a green laser, and we're basically shooting a little like glass thin down plate. Glass, like the rock has been thinned. So like so thin that it's transparent. So we shoot the laser and excite the molecules. And that's basically all the research was about, doing that with the lava rocks. And then I was able to present that at the GSA convention, which was actually luckily in San Antonio. So basically like a once in a lifetime opportunity, like in your hometown, able to go to a big convention. And that's me with my poster. And then Matthew, the guy I did it with. So we're just displaying our data and explaining it. And then also it was really cool to get connections with some like actual geology researchers. So those are a couple of the talks I went to in the top right. Some pretty cool stuff about red beryl in Utah, and in the desert they had some basically like sinkholes that were causing like big basins to form. So those were just a couple of cool talks from GSA Connects 2025. So that was a really good experience, and my first time doing like a professional convention like that. So that was really neat. As well, around that same time, that was in the fall, we had the hydrogeo workshop going on, and this is like really close to my house, so it's really easy to get to. I was just like stayed home for the weekend and then drove like 7 minutes, and this is that cave without a name. So yeah, you can tell I like the cave pictures, but we one of the coolest things was we actually went down into the cave, and kind of like how you would map a like geological area, like a surface on like above ground. We did the same thing, but using like lasers and stuff below ground. And then that's a little sketch I have from the exercise. So just did a little workshop on like underground mapping, which was really cool. Yeah, it has like the dimensions of the cave and makes like a little like, I don't know, mini map from like a video game almost. So it's really cool. Doing that, a couple other things. I learned some like field safety and knot tying there. So it was really cool experience. And yeah, geology. So just a lot of my classes have been like, I don't know, very more intensive this year. So this whole bottom was a field site we went to, and that's just like a large like cliff in the bottom of a riverbed. And basically all the locations are little marked areas where we found different evidence of like paleo flow. So it's really cool to get like that practical hands-on classes that are starting to kick off. Yeah, I'm cutting a rock in the rock lab we have. Basically just like a tile saw almost to kind of look at the fossils inside the sample. A big tray of minerals. Those are like, believe it or not, I probably could identify all those. So that's like one of our classes. It was actually a class with a lot of civil engineers. So we'd like do the math stuff for like how to like build on the rock, and then we'd get to the crystal identification. And then, I had to show them what's up, get all those right. But yeah, yeah. And then that's just like a quartz vein. So that was up in Mason, another field trip we went on, and we camped there for the weekends. And yeah, it was a lot of plutons, which are just like dried magma under the surface. So they get these cool crystal veins running through them as they crack and fill up with quartz. Yeah. Another trip was Big Bend National Park. So this was a spring break trip for two of my really big geology classes, structural geology, and then sedimentary and stratigraphy geology. So this was like one of the highlights of my like undergrad so far, just like actually going out for like almost, I guess it was like 5 days, and just like actually doing geology field work. We were mapping a ton and just seeing a lot of cool stuff. I focus a little bit on some of my favorite memories there. So that's me and like basically those are like lava like bubbles, air bubbles in this tough canyon. So bottom right is tough canyon. Basically that's all volcanic ash on the walls, and then it got like dug out. And it used to be the bottom of a lake, and then the lava came through the bottom. So that's what all that like pillowy bulky stuff is like lava entering water from the bottom, like injecting from the bottom. And then there's just like a lot of fossils there. That's part of the Del Rio formation. There's a lot of oil in the Del Rio, but there's a ton of fossils out in Big Bend. And then we got hit by a sandstorm. So that's the dark, that's like evening-ish. So it was starting to get dark, but that's actually from like sand. So we had to like, it was hard to sleep that night. Yeah, they have like dinosaur exhibits there. Tough canyon in the top right with a big fault running through it. So we mapped a lot of faults. And yeah, we mapped this whole area. So this is like a big basin we mapped, and that's a project that I'll talk about because I presented it in the ELF. So that was a really good experience. Yeah, and then so some of the clubs I got involved in, I started like running a little bit. So that was a really good experience. Haven't been doing it too much this end of this semester because of like finals and all this crazy stuff. But yeah, this was really cool, getting to meet a whole lot of people and just having that community on top of just everything else. Also we have a Roadrunner Grotto, so that's kind of like a caving like club or society, part of the Speleological Society. So we have one at UTSA, and then this is just a cave we went in. It was Roger Barron Cave. This was like, I don't know, a month or so ago. So this is just in San Antonio, really cool. It's closed off to the public right now, but we get like approval and permits done by the man, like the president of the group, and then she basically led us through this cave, so it was super cool. And then another cave we found, that was a cave I found up in Big Bend. It's kind of just like a crack in a limestone, but it was like up on a cliff, cool to get up there. So just yeah, a lot of caving experiences, and it was very neat. Yeah, here I am at the ELF. So this is what I presented. It was a skill development. I was using a Brunson compass, which Top Scholar funded, and I was able to basically use it. And I made this map that's a digitized map of a basin we were in Big Bend. That's me in the top right getting actual measurements in the basin. And yeah, basically I was able to take the data and using some methods from the Brunson, get measurements that would constrain this map basically. So that was a really cool experience, getting to like apply firsthand some practical knowledge on geology. Yeah, and then of course couldn't be here without the top ballers. This has been like a highlight of my year for sure, every year doing this. Yeah, this is the fall semester. We were indoors, and that was my first time doing sand volleyball, so that was really fun as well. Just getting to hang out after the games. Even when we lost, we would still treat ourselves to a little victory meal. But yeah, so that was really fun. Servicing community. So this is what we did in the fall as a cohort project. So that's me and Artie in the picture there. we're distributing food basically with a local church, and we were giving it out to homeless people, so they would come to that area. Basically, there's like a guy called like the $5 bill guy that goes there, and he parks a van and he hands $5 bills to them. So the church plans to go there the exact same time as he's there, because he knows they know there are gonna be hundreds of people going there for the money basically, and we go and we hand out the food because it's a big spot where all the homeless are sheltering and meeting. And we had waters, and then we personally contributed like medical and hygiene kits to give out as we were there, and they went like so quickly, all the supplies. So that was our cohort's like personal contribution, as well as this semester we just recently are running the book drive, and I think it's going pretty well. That was us. We collected some books down in some neighborhoods around here, so that was a great experience. And of course, we have Adopt a Spot. And then the last one is the church I've been going to with my brother and a couple friends, and we just go and we're kind of like, I don't know, a big group of young guys that just kind of recently joined in the past like 6 months or so. So we've been doing like a lot of work because there's a lot of elderly there. So we go and we stay in the pews recently and just been helping out, being like a presence there, and volunteering as well a little bit. So yeah, and then here are just some shenanigans that happened this year. Top left, that's me and my friends, me and my brother's friend, and we just go into the sandwich place called Beacon Hill. It's like one of our favorite spots. So that's usually after church, grabbing sandwiches. That one was pretty good sandwich. Hanging out with LV there. Let's see. And then yeah, that picture in the top right, I went to LA just for like literally like, I don't know, 24 hours or something, just because my friends, he's on the black and white photo on the far right. He is starting to like do music, or he has been doing music. So he had his first like nation tour, I guess. So he was in LA, and I decided it'd be a good time. This is my best friend from like kindergarten. And he had cancer recently, but he's all better now. So we just went out. We all went to our other friend's concert. So it was just cool, like meshing of all of my worlds, because that's like my California buddy and my brother, and then we brought all of our Texas guys, and we just had a really good time there. So that was just a couple of the fun little like side missions I did. And then up next, basically, I'm going on a mission trip to San Diego this summer. So I'm going to be staying at the University of San Diego. And yeah, I've been looking around for trying to do some sort of internship or geology related thing while I'm there. Then right now, I haven't heard back like completely, but I'm looking into the Natural History Museum. So um, the Nat at San Diego, I think that'd be a really cool experience. So we're waiting to hear back. Hopefully that might be in the cards. We'll see. Yeah, but then that's the end of my end of year presentation. So I want to thank everyone who came here, and then a thank you to all my communities that I've have like really grown this year, and the Top Scholar program, and then of course my family and friends. Yeah.
Rob, it's fun to see everything that you're doing. I will always kind of be amazed at the cave stuff, because that just seems really intimidating to me. Very, very cool, but very intimidating. And I'm really excited for you to have more of those sort of independent projects, like the mapping that you did with your compass and stuff. I think that's really cool. One question for you, you're just about to hit midway.
Yeah.
So where do you think you want to be when you graduate? Because next year will be the kind of crucial year to
Yeah.
grad school or job.
I'm kind of split half and half. Just because it would be nice to maybe get a little break from school, like not continuing school directly out of undergrad, and taking a little break and then coming back for that. But then if I were to get like a opportunity that like felt like the right place to be, I would definitely consider either like even a master's or a PhD after that. So, but I think eventually yes, but yeah, I think it would depend on kind of finding that thing that I want to pursue, and like having the connection to get there as well. So I guess we'll see how it turns out.
Well, I would just encourage you that next year will be the key year to kind of decide that.
Gotcha.
Not, yeah, next year's will be crucial to deciding that, especially if you're going to be looking for some kind of funded opportunity, which it doesn't make sense to do it and not have it funded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But great job. I love what you do with Top Ballers as well. Everyone has talked about that, so good job. Hope it's, been as good of a year for you as it seems like it was. Other folks in the room, comments or questions for?
So you're going to San Diego. Have you already been looking at like parks or cave formations that you're like planning to explore whenever you have free time?
That's a good question. I should definitely look into that. I'm going to, yeah, next cave meeting, I'll probably bring it up because being in like this teleological society, you kind of get like a little bit of connection. So I could definitely ask like some more experienced people out there, and maybe even like work under them would be also a cool thing. So, yeah, I'll definitely, that's a good point. I don't know how many caves are in San Diego. I'm sure there's some, yeah, but I'm trying to think of like what formations out there.
Out by the water, maybe.
Yeah, some like water caves. I don't know if I'm ready to like scuba dive or something. That's like maybe above my pay grade. I don't know.
Alvin says, great meeting you this year, Owen, and so amazing to see how much you are doing. Top ballers on top.
Of course. Nice. All right. Awesome.
Okay, well, good job. Thanks, everyone.